Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and I hope that you guys are enjoying my videos and all the different information and ideas that I've been sharing with you guys on the channel. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs deal with other people's cruelty and ruthlessness. Actually, Harvey Genie, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, a viewer asked this question, how do INFJs deal with other people's cruelty and ruthlessness? I thought it was a really interesting question because I've never actually thought about that. I only just think about how I'm going to deal with my own cruelty or my own ruthlessness, which is pretty much non-existent. So I really don't think about it in general terms. But then as soon as this individual asked me that question, I was scrolling through a Facebook feed and I noticed a picture of this individual who had killed a family of wild foxes or wolves or something like that. It was a mother and 8 or 9 cubs, if that's the right term for them. I'm such a city person. But anyways, it was like a mother and 8 or 9 cubs, like little babies that the person had killed, hunted, I guess, and then kind of displayed as a trophy. So there he just laid them down and took a picture with them, lying down like that, like they do when they do trophy photos. And I noticed that picture and I thought to myself, wow, that is just the cruelest thing I can ever imagine, killing a mother and her cubs. Because okay, fine, you kill the mother. Not that that's fine either. But these cubs, they've just come into the world perhaps a few months ago, maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. They're newborns. They're newborns, for God's sake. They haven't even had a chance probably to explore the world at all, and you're only going to just kill them just for fun, for a photograph, for what, for why? I mean, why? Like, really, why? Anyways, so I started noticing myself getting really angry, and I had to actually get up off my computer and I had to do a little bit of a walk around my room, and I really had to calm myself down, taking deep breaths, because I got really angry and frustrated at the nonsensical idea that this is a good way to spend your time, right? Now, I'm not saying that everyone should be doing YouTube videos or everyone should be writing or things like that. I mean, of course, people have different skills, different talents, different abilities, and different interests. I understand that this is one thing that people like to do, is hunt animals, wild animals, and then take pictures of that. I'm not going to specifically judge that person for what they did, because I can't judge. I mean, I used to eat meat all the time, so I killed animals too, right? So I mean, like, how can I judge someone else for that? But I wanted to just share my experience of how I look at my opinion, or how do I deal with other people's cruelty and ruthlessness. And as you can tell, I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at dealing with other people's cruelty or ruthlessness. I'm not really good at it, specifically, especially when it is directed towards me. I've spoken about this in previous videos where I was bullied a lot when I was younger, actually throughout my teens and my 20s. And I just wondered to myself, why, how did I deal with that? And I thought about it, how did I deal with all that cruelty that was directed specifically towards me? And I felt like I was the target of all these people that I just didn't understand why. Why are you targeting me specifically out of all the different people there? I'm not even bothering you. I don't even want to talk to you. You can do your own thing. Why do you have to target me like that, right? It was actually really quite confusing to me. I still look back upon that time and I think, wow, that person was really cruel to me. Really mean, really upsetting, but it just is mystifying to me. I'm absolutely mystified, because I don't understand why any person would want to be cruel to someone else. It is something that it does not even register in my brain waves. I don't understand why, if you have a limited time on this planet, if you have a few moments that you're going to spend on this planet, being a human being, 70 years maybe at best, less than that probably, why would you use those few moments to be cruel to someone else? Wouldn't you want to bring beauty and joy and happiness and all of that good stuff onto the planet, rather than bringing negative stuff onto the planet? I mean, I think that's a logical idea that I always think of when I think about cruelty or negative things in general. If anyone does negative things on this planet, I always think to myself, you have so much time left over after all the different things that you're doing, that you have time to be cruel to someone else, you have time to be mean to someone else, or upset someone else in a certain way. It really, is that what your life is about? Is that what you're going to spend your limited time on this planet doing? Really? But why? Why would you do that when you have maybe a few more years left to live and you're going to spend it just doing negative things? How does that make any sense? Not even in the fact that, you might go to heaven or hell. I don't even think about those kind of retribution things. No one cares about that shit. I care only about this time right now. I care about the time I have here, this present moment, this present life. Maybe I'll go to hell, maybe I'll go to heaven, or maybe it doesn't exist and there's no afterlife, or maybe I'll come back and be reincarnated. Who knows? We can't know. No one knows really what the truth is. But I do know that I'm here right now, and this is my life right now, and I am alive right now as a human being. I don't know what happened in the past. I don't know what happens in the future, but I do know I'm here right now. And I have a choice. Everything is a choice. And I have a choice either to spend my time doing good and bringing an impact onto the planet and making good choices, or I have a choice to be mean and cruel and be ruthless and do just ruthless things, horrible things that people look at you and think, why are you doing this, right? So that's my reaction to cruelty, to ruthlessness, to any kind of negativity. I always think, why are you wasting your time on this? Why are you wasting your time, as I said, limited time on this, when there's so much other stuff you could do? You could be building art, you could be making art, you could be doing something creative, you could be making something beautiful, you could be making people happy, you could be kind to animals, you could be changing the world one act at a time. You could be doing so many amazing, awesome things, but instead you're choosing to spend your time doing horrible things. And that's the same thought that I had when I was being bullied. When the ruthlessness or cruelty was directed towards me, I'd always be really confused by it, because first of all, I did not believe that I was worthy enough of that time. Why would you spend your time, your limited time, being cruel to someone else who is really ordinary and just a nobody? Really, right? I mean, I am an absolute nobody, and this person, by giving me that privilege of spending their time being cruel to me, I thought that they were putting me on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of ignoring me, because obviously they don't like me, so instead of ignoring me and not spending any time on me at all, they're actually putting me on a pedestal and spending more time thinking about me, thinking of ways to be cruel to me, thinking of ways to manipulate me, thinking of ways to be ruthless to me. And I think to myself, you're wasting all this time on a person you obviously don't like. Why? Or perhaps you're jealous, whatever it might be, I have no idea. But I always used to be confused by that. If I don't like someone, if I'm annoyed by someone, or if someone is the kind of person I don't want to hang out with, I'll ignore them for the rest of my life. I'm not going to spend any more time thinking about an individual that I don't like than I need to. Especially, I'm not going to spend my time thinking about how to bully them, or how to put them down, or how to send weird emails about them, or how to spread rumors about them, or how to gossip about them. That's definitely not going to be one of those things on my to-do list. Absolutely not. Not wasting my time on that, right? Another thing that I wanted to say about ruthlessness and cruelty is that INFJs are very careful about not wasting time or energy. And I've done videos on this previously as well, so you guys can check that out. But because we're so careful about not wasting time or energy, we don't waste our time or energy on negative emotions as much as possible. At least for me, that's one of my main priorities. I've told you guys this before, but I'm going to repeat it. Negative emotions have a much more higher potency than positive emotions, which means that in order to carry a negative emotion in your body, it takes a lot more energy, 10 times as much more energy than to carry a positive emotion. And it takes about 4 or 5 positive emotions in order to negate a negative emotion, right? Now, these are just random stats. I mean, I've read them somewhere and they're in my head, but they might not necessarily, it's just, how do you calculate this kind of stuff? I am absolutely sure though, that negative energy carries a much more higher charge, a higher potency, a higher strength than a positive emotion. And you guys can tell this, when you're feeling a positive emotion and a negative emotion crops up, that negative emotion just negates every positive emotion in your body. All you can feel is that negativity, right? That's the reason I think INFJs don't spend that much time on cruelty and ruthlessness, because those are both really negative, very potent, very strong emotions that can really just completely annihilate every positive emotion in our body. And as INFJs, we don't want to waste our time, we don't want to waste our energy. So we're not going to waste our time on negative emotions, and we're not going to waste our energy, our beautiful, precious energy that we're always conserving on this kind of negative energy, right? We're not going to waste our precious energy on cruelty or ruthlessness when there are other things we want to spend our time on. There are other things I want to spend my energy on. I want to spend my energy on creativity and beauty and love and joy and all that good stuff, right? I don't want to spend it on negative stuff. And so that's another thing that I wanted to say about cruelty, is that I just don't think that's something that's ingrained in us. We just don't think of, that's not the step that we would take towards. Like, if we're going to do something, we're going to do it in a positive way, as much as possible, positively, rather than negatively. It's just the way we're geared, it's just the way we're built. Again, I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope I was able to explain myself to you. If you guys have any questions at all, if you have any questions about this subject or any other subject at all, please message me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.